Grand Tourers are cars designed to eat up the miles in supreme comfort and remind you they're not sat in some ordinary commuter. But what if I told you one of the best GT cars from the past decade is a diesel? This is the BMW 640d, a luxury coupe with the heart from a tractor. And in a world of petrol-powered V8 GT cars, does a diesel GT make any sense? Today, we find out. Well, firstly, to find that out, we must go to the rule book. What is the definition of a GT car? Well, number one, it's got to be fast. Yes, this car is fast. It's also got to be comfortable. This car is very comfortable. And it's got to be stylish. Yes, this is very stylish. And another thing is, it's got to be practical, I suppose. It's a big car with a big boot. So I would definitely say the 640d matches the description of a GT car. And whenever you say the word GT car, my initial reaction is big V8 up front, either a Bentley Continental GT, Ferrari Roma, or an Aston Martin DB11 or DB12 and so on. The thing is though, those are dream GT cars, and those are cars that I cannot afford, and I'd probably need another loan to service them and keep them things running as well. And say you cannot afford those high price tag GT cars which I just mentioned, in comes this. It's the perfect blend of efficiency, performance and comfort. You can pick one of these up for around £7,000 to £10,000. What a package! And if you're thinking of buying a car with a £10,000 budget in which you're going to be taking to France, Germany, Italy or wherever, and you don't want it to be horrendous on fuel, this is where the diesel comes in. It's like drinking Diet Coke as opposed to the full fat version. By the way, whilst we're on the subject of Coke, I think Diet Coke tastes better. And I bet now the comment section is full of debates as to which Coke tastes better. Nothing to do with the car. Anyway, let's stop over somewhere and check out the engine. Now, under the bonnet of the 640d sits the N57 engine, and this replaced the M57 engine, and it's a 3-litre straight-six turbocharged diesel engine. Now, the standard horsepower on this is 313 horsepower, and the torque is 630 Newton meters of torque. However, the owner of this car, Matt, has had this remapped, and it now produces around 390 horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque. And this engine is mated to a lovely ZF 8-speed automatic gearbox, and it has a limited top speed to 155 miles per hour. Now, BMW say this car does a 0 to 60 time of 5.3 seconds, but obviously, bear in mind, this is now tuned, so I hope we're going to get better. So let's find out. Okay, so it's time to launch the BMW 640d from 0 to 60. On your screen now are the stats and figures on this car, so pause your screen if you would like to look into them. Now this car does have launch control, so to engage launch control, gearbox has got to be in S and we've got to be in Sport Plus. It's as easy as that. Here we go. You can tell it's rear-wheel drive, too much torque there. Pulls nicely though. 5.03 seconds. To be fair, that's probably warmed up the tyres, so I think we're going to get better on the second run, but that's fantastic considering it bogged and it broke to traction. Anyway, time for number 2. Here we go, run 2. I think that got off better, but it's red. 5.54 seconds. Well, there you go, it was better on the first run. That's what it stacks up against, and let's go back to the review. Now, moving to the interior, and the good news is that you do feel like you are sat in something very premium. Now, bear in mind, this car new in 2014 was £76,000. Talk about depreciation. I mean, if you bought one new, but if you buy one now, what a buy. But I think the interior of this car has aged really, really well. The use of materials and the finish is very good. All this piano black going on, and the leather has aged very well too. Now, moving on to the infotainment screen. This is a 10.2-inch screen. It's not touchscreen because it's 2014, but it is running iDrive 5, and iDrive 5 is, it's pretty easy to use. It's classic BMW, and it's got navigation, radio, and bear in mind this has also got Harman Kardon sound system, and it sounds absolutely incredible as well. And the seats are comfortable as well, and the fact that you get a, look at this, a sunroof. Now, if I was to have this car and say you were going to a trip to Monaco, I'd have that open at all times. Now, moving on to the steering wheel. Now look at this aftermarket steering wheel, the carbon fibre and the leather. Oh, it's so sexy to look at. And the owner of this car, Matt, has also put the M3 and 4 gear shift pedals. I have to say, they look really nice. That's a nice little modification. And the thing which looks the best for me is that digital driver's display. I didn't know they did stuff like that in 2014. Well, wasn't BMW ahead of their time? And moving to the center console is your different switches for your sport. So you've got sport, sport plus, comfort and eco, gear stick in the middle as well. You've got a bit of an ashtray there as well, and the glove box is split opening. I love a split opening glove box. I just think there's something about that. And in there you've got there's massive in there, to be fair. That's huge. And you've got an aux cable and USB as well. But it's a beautiful place to be. Cup holders are in a good position as well. It's just like an ultimate cruiser, this thing. I personally think BMW got the design of the 6 Series just right. It's got great presence and it looks like a GT car. That's the main thing. Now, of course, when you spec it with this M Sport package, it just stands out that extra bit more. And of course, the owner, Matt, has put this spoilers on, diffusers, exhaust tips, this whatever you call that there. And it looks like a race car now. Now, bear in mind, I have said you can pick up a 640d for around £7,000 to £10,000. However, if you're looking for one like this, it's going to cost you a lot more than that. Moving to the back of the car, and I think this is the best angle of this car. But one thing I'm not so sure on is the position of the reflectors. I think if they moved them elsewhere, it could have looked better. Now, let's look into the boot, because one priority of a GT car is that it has to have a big boot, and it does. It comes in at 460 litres. But one thing I've just noticed is that the fact there's no button to close the boot. I mean, this is £76,000 in 2014. Come on, BMW. Anyway, let's hear what this car sounds like. Ooh. It's got that classic diesel straight 6 tone. But anyway, let's get back onto the road. Driven Plus is more than just YouTube car reviews. We do European tours and UK tours, and you can book on and explore places like here. And even places like here, jaw-dropping mountain passes. And places like here, Monaco. So if you'd like to join us on a trip of a lifetime, head over to our website now to book on your next adventure. But for now, let's get back to the video. So what does this thing drive like? Well, we've got a lovely corner coming up here, so let's stick it in, see what it performs like. Well, it actually corners better than what you'd expect. I mean, you can feel the weight a little bit. I mean, it weighs 1.8 tons. However, saying that, this car does have a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. We've got another corner here. We are in sport mode, so let's just slow it down. When you come out of the corner, you just feather the throttle, and the torque from that diesel engine just pushes you out. It's such an effortless drive, this car. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can feel its weight. It's no M car, remember, it's a GT car. I'm also quite fully aware that you can buy a early generation Bentley Continental GT for under £10,000, and that obviously comes with the famous W12 engine, which will cost you an absolute bomb to run. However though, this is more up to date, it's more modern, it's got better tech, it drives lovely as well, and it'll cost you much less to maintain and service this thing. And I recently reviewed a F30 335d, which actually has the same engine as this and similar power to what we are running today. And do you know what? How can you not like a diesel? It's got plenty of torque. Let's put it in manual mode, see what the gearbox is like actually from this corner. Second gear. Got a ZF 8-speed torque converter. You know my opinion on this gearbox is absolutely fantastic. You know, sounds really good, this, to be fair. Now, normally, when you buy a diesel, the thing you have to kind of compensate for is the sound. That's the thing you do lose out on. But having said that, this actually sounds better than that 335d I reviewed. I think Matt has put a exhaust on this. Hey, that's livable, isn't it? Could live with this. You're getting the sound and the efficiency. And of course, the performance. This is nice power delivery as well. Wow. Good sound, Matt. And this thing has a pretty big fuel tank. 80 litres, so yes, it will cost you an absolute bomb to fill up. However, saying that, it will give you around 500 miles to a full tank. So this car is just so easy to jump in and drive you from one end of the country to the other without breaking a sweat. And that's the thing with this car. When you're just cruising, it's luxurious, comfortable, refined, and it's quiet in it as well. And it soaks up the bumps really, really well. And the thing is though, say you're cruising along and you fancy you got a straight piece of road like we have now, you put your foot down and it's got enough torque to probably mess around with the rotation of the earth. I can't think of another car in which this goes against as well. Maybe at a push, the Mercedes CLS 350 CDI. However, saying that, they never made a coupe version of that car. So because this is a diesel and coupe, I think it's in a league of its own, whereas if this car was a petrol, you'd then put it against other petrol GT cars such as the Continental GT, BMW M6 or even the Maserati Gran Turismo. Because this is a diesel, it's really unique. So let me know in the comments, is the 640d the ultimate GT car with a £10,000 budget? Well, I certainly think it's up there considering the look of these things, the comfort aspect, the age as well, the tech, and of course the performance and efficiency. I don't really think anything comes close. So if you're thinking of buying one, do it because you can't really compare it with anything else. But I'd like to say a huge thanks to Matt for letting me review this beautiful 640d today. And as you can see by the video, this car is very clean. That's because that's his job. So if you want your car detailing, have a look on the screen now at Mac Detail and get in touch with him and book your car in. Thank you very much, Matt. His work is phenomenal, I will admit that. Anyway guys, leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, and if you've got a car you would like me to review, get in touch with us and we'll put some time in the diary and produce a video like we have done today. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, see you soon.